Homestead and not my kitchen. This is Bucket List Homestead and my name is Lynn if you're new here. And we are in our garage room build that David built last fall, primarily to protect this very expensive treadmill that does not like cold weather, and we had no room for it in our house at all, which I kind of said, but anyway, we won't go into that. So David and Aiden and a little bit of me helped him build this last October, and I am ecstatic. It turned out amazing. We still haven't decided if we're going to spend the time and money taping the drywall and painting everything because, you know, at the end of the day, this is what it is. You know, our freezers are in here, which I can show you. Our two tall freezers and our two chest freezers. But so that makes it nice. And we do have a little electronic fireplace that is helping keep it warm, which I think I'll mention again in a few minutes when I show you what I have been doing for the last 3 days out here. Today is Wednesday, and last 3 days I have finally gotten my energy. It must be the time change or something. And I have started organizing. And some of this was long overdue. A lot of my craft supplies, which I am going through. And so far I am up to 4 boxes of giveaways. And I still have a few more things behind you that I need to go through, but I've decided to put the crafts on hold because I really want to get my canning section organized, because canning season for 2024 has already started, but it's going to really ramp up soon in the next few months, and I want to have it nice and organized. And it sort of is, but it could be better. So I thought I'd bring you along with me to show you what I'm doing, because one, it helps keep me motivated. It makes me have to finish this, and I'm hoping, as with all my videos I share on my channel with you, I hope it inspires you to maybe think of organization in a different way. You don't have to spend a lot of money, I don't believe, to organize. And, maybe it's just a little kick in the behind that you need to maybe start getting your stuff ready for the busy season. So I'm going to show you right here what I've been doing up until today. So for the last 2 days, I have been in a spring cleaning overload mode. And one of the things that is on my list to do, I apologize for the settings of this portion of the video. I used my phone to record this section for the first time in 6 months, and I forgot you need to turn your phone the other direction, but I wanted you to see it anyway. Is to get my craft supplies, especially my yarn, organized. It's just been absolute craziness. I spend hours looking for my yarn I'm looking for that I need to make something, or a craft supply, and that's just not working for me. I like to be organized, and this is really important. So I went a little overboard during the craziness of 2020 and bought craft supplies like a crazy lady. And I did make some things during that craziness, but I am never going to make everything that I bought. It's crazy, the stuff I bought. I just went nuts, or I'm not interested in making those things anymore. They may not be something that I like anymore. And I'm finding I am turning the big 5-0 this year. And I'm finding, maybe it's because of my age, I want less clutter. I want less stuff. And if I do have stuff, it's things that mean something to me. Like my Pyrex, vintage Pyrex collection that I love in my kitchen. I'm in my kitchen 80% of the time, so I want to love what I'm looking at while I'm in there. And, I have 2 passions besides my family and all that, good stuff. I love crocheting and I love canning. Those are my 2 passions. And I need them to be organized so I can enjoy those passions without feeling overwhelmed and spending hours looking for things when I want to get to the thing I want to make. So I want to show you what I've been doing. So I bought these baskets at the dollar store, and I love this. I am trying to keep things together that are light color or similar kinds of yarns. Like these are cottons all up here. And just so this way, when I know what I want or what kind of yarn I'm looking for, I can find it for any project. And I eventually will have these shelves too with yarn. This up here is what I've allowed myself to keep that are wooding craft supplies. And that's it. That's all I'm keeping. And I'm loving this. And this is what I've decided I'm going to concentrate more on, because this is my true love and passion, is crocheting. I love to crochet. I do it every day, as you all know. I start off every morning with a cup of tea and some crocheting, and I'm just loving how it's turning out. Getting to my next favorite passion, all my canning supplies. That is going to either be later today or tomorrow. I'm trying not to get too overwhelmed, because we still, that's all craft supplies. That's honestly, I'm not sure. I think it's Christmas Christmas ornaments, but there's more yarn there I'm going through. But we also downsized from 22 totes that were just for Christmas decorations. I love Christmas, but a lot of the decorations were things that we used when the kids were little and that we're not even they're not into anymore. So we donated them. I gave away a lot of things this year and last year to some very happy little ones who were overjoyed to get those decorations. And we are down to, are you ready? Not counting the Christmas trees, because we do have a few boxes that have Christmas trees in them, but these are just my decorations. 5 totes, friends. 5! I went from 22 to 5. I'm so proud of myself. I am down to just 1 Easter tote. I think I do have 2 Valentine's Day totes, but one of those totes is insanely small, just like the autumn one. So eventually I need to get like just 1 big tote for each of those things. But I am trying to have more organization and less stuff in my life. Now, being a homesteader, stuff is your life. You have so many things that go with canning and other homesteading things, animals that need supplies for different things. Like there's a lot of stuff, but I can be smart about the stuff I am going to keep.
Ooh, hot chocolate. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button.
Hey, who took my hot chocolate?
Make sure you hit the bell so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
So I got all that done and I really love it. So this is what I just showed you that I have been working on the last few days. I have some shelves David's gonna put on the wall for me to get a few more things for storing wise out of the way. But I'm really happy. I wasn't intending on having 2 of these shelving units. You look a little crooked, there we go, for yarn, but I have a lot of yarn. So I love this because, man, it is really getting my creative side of me that loves to crochet. It's really helping me get going again because I can see what I have and it helps inspire me. So as I said, right here that was behind you and now is over because we moved. Those I still have to go through. Those are craft supplies and more crochet patterns than I will need to live to be 300 to make all of them. So I'm gonna go through them and recycle a lot of those. I have a lot of magazines still, crochet magazines, that I need to see, am I really going to make anything out of them? And even if I am, maybe I should just keep the few that I'm gonna actually make. So yeah, I still need to do that. That will get done over the next couple of days. But now, my other passion, which is canning, which you all know, because I believe canning is life-changing. I'm serious. I'm going to start organizing my canning area. It helps keep the jars not only safe and a nice place to have them, it's easier for me to come grab them when I need them. And right now, I have jars like in 3 or 4 places in the house. Am I going to get all my jars here? I don't know. Probably not as we're emptying more jars. I'll have to find space for them, so they might end up taking up 2 shelves in our store, our long-term storage, but it's a start, right? And behind you, where the freezer is where my dehydrator and some plant pots and my lids and everything. That is an absolute mess. I'm hoping to transfer some of the more canning things over here and my lids. My rings rather. And I really have to be honest, do I need the amount of rings I have? Ready? Those are wide mouth rings and regular mouth rings, and these aren't even all of mine. And I'm thinking, Lynn, we don't go through these. Like there's the problem when you buy new jars is you also get the lids, or the rings and the lids, yeah. I don't need those. I actually don't mind it when I find them at thrift stores or someone's selling them on yard sale site and they apologize because they have no rings. I'm like, no, that's good. I literally just want jars that are in good shape. I have to really go through these. I've already gone through these, all the ones that were rusted and no longer, safe to be using. Those are in my to be used as a craft or storage bin that I have already gone through. So these are literally lids. Like I said, just a small, there's more. This is a lot of them though, the majority of them. I have to really go through all of them and see how many do we need, because I only can anywhere from 6 to 8 jars at a time. I let them sit 24 hours. We wipe them off, label them, take off the rings, and put them in our, pantries or storage area. So all those 6 to 8 rings get used again. So I really need to decide how many I need, because that is an insane amount of rings. So I'm hoping to move them over here eventually too. So I did start a little bit without you. I started putting my canners on the top right there. So that's my big tall canner. I have my short stubby canner, we call, that I need to put up there. This is my big bowl that I like, especially when we're harvesting garlic or a huge amount of things. I love this bowl. I got it on Amazon. I love this bowl. Have I said that already? It's amazing. I will link it down below for any of you who might be interested in it. And we are just going to get the step stool out because I'm just a tad short for the very top shelf there. The one thing I don't keep out here, the electric canners, because as warm as we can keep it out here, it does worry me about keeping them out here, because I am worried, oh my goodness, there. I am worried about them getting cold and hurting the electronics, the computer part, so they're not out here. They're actually in my pantry. So what I've started with is what we call the jelly jars, the half pints, and I try to be good about keeping them upside down. So they stay a lot cleaner, though I still wash. These were all just wash. I will wash them again before I use them, obviously, because they've been sitting out here by the time I'll go to use them for a while. But, so this is how I've been storing a lot. These are the jars that we have just emptied since the Three Rivers Pantry Challenge. And since then, I mean, I have been really making sure to meal plan and take things off the shelves that need to be used up. And do you all have favorite jars? I have favorite jars, and these are one of them. I love these size jars. And this one, like, I love these. They're so expensive because you only get them in, I think, a 4-pack or maybe even a 6-pack. I love these size. I don't know what it is about them, but I love them. And I definitely have some favorites. I know it's silly. I love the, I'm just going to call them jelly jars because that's what my grandmother always did. I love the ones that are clear and smooth. I really wish they would start doing that more. We don't need jars. I don't know if you can even see this. The embossing and stuff. Like, I like the smooth, clear jars. I don't know why. I just do. So I'm going to keep going. I don't think, here is all the empty jelly jars from the last few months. I'm hoping I can fit them all in there, and then I'll go the next size, and then the next size, and then the really big ones that I have right here. My, is it a gallon? I'm terrible about remembering, but I'm going to put these on the bottom. And I don't think I have, this is why you need to keep your boxes that your jars come in, because they store so much, they store easier in the boxes that they come in. It keeps them organized. I like that. I do think I still have the box for these. I think it's in my other area, but I've been keeping jars, so I'll have to go get that. But first, let's put away the rest of the jelly jars. So one of the things that I learned this year during the pantry challenge is that because Dave and I are primarily the only ones eating a lot of things I can, some things, I don't need to be canning them in the pint jars at all. Half pints, this size here, would be the perfect size for us. So I'm concentrating on going through all these. I have more than I knew, because I'm actually not going to be canning as much jams and jellies this summer because we still have a lot from last summer. So I'm really excited to be trying that this year. You can fit a lot more of these in canners too. I am going to be doing more things like our barbecue sauces, things like that, because I don't always need a whole pint. Sometimes I just need a half pint. You know, that's it, a cup. That's all you need sometimes, at least for us. And if I can't get to it on the other size jar, it goes bad. And that just, it literally physically hurts me because especially now with the prices, I don't like wasting food at all. Not to mention all the work that went into preserving those things that are in those jars. So that is my plan moving forward this year for canning, is I think I am going to go back to canning some things in the smaller jars. And I think that might be it for jelly jars. Oh, nope. We got one here. Are we done? That's it. Okay, so now we can work on the next size, which will be the pint jars. So this is a total messy shelf, which is why I'm getting ready to do this. And as you can see, these are, I actually got these clearance last year, but again, lids and rings, which I did not need. I'm going to fill them up. These are going to be all wide mouth pint jars, which I have lots of because they are my absolute favorite. I would love to eventually have nothing but the wide mouth jars. When it comes to cleaning them, the wide mouth ones are the easiest ones to clean by far. I find, especially if you're doing meals, if you're pressure canning meals in jars, these are much easier to get out of the jar, your items. But I like them so much more so. Okay, I am going to organize this. Bam. All organized. It looks, this makes me so happy. Yes, I love being organized. I'm a bit of a organized nerd, but I do, and it makes your life so much easier. So what I have done, so these two boxes are the regular mouth jars. These I will put in a better box eventually. These are going to be when I have filled up all my other wide mouth jars that I prefer to use. These are the ones I'll go to next. So with a couple of exceptions, I love these old Atlas mason jars. Let's see if you can see. I don't know if you're going to be able to read that, but it does say Atlas on them. And they're not wide mouth, but I love using them. I just think of the lady I got them from. She couldn't can anymore. She was going into long-term home and they wouldn't let her bring all that. So I got it from her, and I think of her every time I use them. So that's it. This box, I'm out of canning boxes, or jar boxes. So I've just taken an Amazon box, cut the flaps off. These are the big jars, some of them, not all of them, but some of them. And then some more of the wide mouth quarts, just because I don't have another box for them. I'm going to put them on the very bottom because I will be having more of the bigger ones, but I need David's help. They're not in the greatest spot to get out. I'll show you in a minute, and I'm going to transfer them into here. I also moved my bowl, which was silly. I just piled that up top there. So I was able to get another jar up there, plus one jelly jar. So that's opened up another box where I can put some of the jelly jars, which I do have another box, which I'll need David to get. Speaking of, that was him calling. So yeah, good. He's going to be home soon, and I can finish this and show you all how it looks. So I'm going to get that into the bottom there. So this area, David actually built for me. It's one of the very first videos I actually shared with you all on my YouTube channel, and I will put that here somewhere, either in a card or at the end of the video here. He built all this for me, and this has worked great, but it's hard for me to get them out of here. I don't have the greatest balance. For those of you who may be new, I have Meniere's disease, which is basically constant vertigo, and I don't trust my balance on things like this especially. So he's on his way home. Those are my bag of rings that are no longer good for canning, but I might even downsize some of them. As you can see, I got more big jars, but I believe there's another jar right there of some jelly jars, and more importantly, some of the jar boxes that I could be using. I actually wouldn't mind making this for long-term food storage, like extra canning and things when I have too much on the shelves, because this is our cold cellar, for lack of a better term. It's not a real basement. It is a crawl space, and the temperature stays perfect here. And I did used to use this for long-term storage until we were able to do what we have now. But it doesn't hurt to have a little bit extra. So he's on his way home, and we are gonna see what we can transfer over. And I know I have some big jars here, especially, that can go into that box, and then that will be a whole nother box for me. So, okay, we are finishing this today. Okay, so I went and looked at those real quick that were just on in that crawl space I showed you, and they're all regular mouth jars and really large jars. So I've decided I'm going to leave them there. They're not hurting anything. They're out of the way. This will give me a chance to see, am I really using those jars? Because if I'm not taking any out of there this canning season, because I don't think I touched any of those last year. So if I am not taking any of those out of there, then I am going to see if I can maybe see if somebody wants to switch for wide mouth jars. Like I'll do like a bigger regular mouth jar for a smaller wide mouth jar to help make it, you know, a little bit more equal in value, I guess. So I've decided I'm going to leave some empty boxes here. So I've got one here. The one way down there is practically empty. And as we're emptying things over the next few weeks, I can just come in here and put them right into here instead of having them pile up on my counter or something. So I am really happy with how this is turning out. So now we got to see if I don't know if I can loop, if I can loop that rope that we have my lids all on, if I can loop that up through one of these. Maybe not. Well, that was easy. I just used some S-hooks, put them up through there, and now the jars, sorry, I am so tired. It's been a busy couple of days. The rings are all over here. These actually, I'll just leave them. So you see how many I have, right? Look at this. I know. So I'm gonna leave this here on purpose, and if I don't touch these at all, then I know I have way too, I already know. But I know, okay, this is my sign that I need. So maybe when I donate some of the jars, I'll also donate, I'll donate lids too. So I can get a fair trade. And I have, these are actually gonna go into the crawl space because I have space now because I did move this big box out of there. So that did, and that box. So that actually has given me some space. So we're gonna put those in there. And again, this will help me know if I'm using all these jars or not. Also brought over, I have more lids to put there, some of my canning mats, just some of my canning supplies because they were kind of squished over there with the dehydrator. But yeah, it looks good. But I did just remember that one of these totes over here is full of canning stuff. It might even be two of the totes. I believe there's more jars, but I think they're regular mouth. I have to look. But that's where a lot of my lids are for this year. I put them all in there last year when we were reorganizing the long-term storage in our storeroom there. So there's still more to do, definitely more to do, but it'll be for another day. Because I really do think a lot of them are regular mouth jars. So I have plenty of space too for some more wide mouth, so that's good. And I still have space, like I said, as we're emptying things, we will bring them out here. But oh, this makes me so happy. That's it. Instead of a grocery haul video this week, you are getting a organization video and hopefully some inspiration. We are not going out to the local grocery stores this week for the most part because we are going to do a Costco run, a small one, because we have to go into the city. But unfortunately, by the time we do all that and get back, I won't have time to edit and upload in time for this video, for a video to go out on Friday. So no grocery haul video this week. I hope you're not too disappointed. And thanks for coming along. And it helped me really make sure I wanted to finish this today. So until then, take care, God bless, and we will see you all soon.